imagine something truly ancient, colossal, and hidden just beneath your feet, quietly orchestrating life across, well, huge stretches of forest. Today, we're diving deep into the pretty surprising world of humongous fungi. And look, this isn't just your average garden mushroom we're talking about. We mean single organisms that span miles, really redefining our whole understanding of what a living thing can even be. So our mission in this deep dive is to unpack what these giants really are, how their hidden networks function, and also touch on some of the wild emerging science that's asking if they show forms of intelligence or maybe even consciousness. We've got a stack of fascinating articles and research to guide us through this incredible underground world. Okay, let's kick off with the undisputed heavyweight champion, right? Armillaria ostoyae, often called the humongous fungus. It lives beneath Oregon's Malheur National Forest. And this thing is just, well, it's mind-blowing in scale. Try to picture a single genetic individual. So one single organism stretching across an estimated, 3.5 to 3.7 square miles.
That's right. DNA testing confirmed it. What looked like separate patches of mushrooms, all connected, all one being.
Incredible. And it's old.
Oh, incredibly old. Scientists estimate it could be anywhere from 2,400 years old to possibly an unbelievable 8,600 years.
Wow.
And the wheat, we're talking thousands of tons. Maybe 7,500, maybe even up to 35,000 tons.
35,000 tons.
Yeah. It makes it not just one of the largest organisms, but easily one of the heaviest living things on Earth.
It just completely challenges how we define organism, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It forces us to rethink those biological definitions. And what's truly remarkable about this Armillaria ostoyae is its paradoxical nature.
Paradoxical? How so?
Well, despite being called a honey mushroom, which sounds quite benign, it's actually a pretty serious parasite. It gets into tree roots, spreads under the bark, and basically cuts off water and nutrients.
Oh, so it kills the trees.
It does. It causes trees to die, leading to those very visible bald patches of dead trees you can see in parts of the forest. It's quite a striking, almost unsettling sight.
Right.
But, and this is the paradox, it's also a vital decomposer.
Okay.
By taking out weaker or stressed trees, it kind of acts like a natural forest manager, maybe. It returns essential nutrients to the soil.
Ah, I see. So it clears space.
Exactly. Opens up space for new, healthy growth. So it's an agent of renewal, really contributing to the forest's long-term health. A recycler.
That's fascinating. A destructive force that's also essential.
Precisely. And, for a fun fact, there's the smaller Armillaria colony up in Michigan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, about 173 acres, maybe 400 tons, around 2,500 years old. And get this, it actually inspired an annual festival there.
A festival? For a parasitic fungus.
Who knew, right? A giant underground parasite as a tourist draw.
That scale, whether it's Oregon or Michigan, it really sets the stage. But what's maybe even more mind-bending is how these individual giants aren't isolated. They connect into something far vaster, these really intricate mycelial networks. And these aren't just physical threads, are they? They seem to be the backbone of this whole underground economy, often through something called mycorrhizal symbiosis.
That's the term, yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about how this wood wide web, as people call it, actually functions? Is it really a cooperative exchange or is something else going on down there?
Exactly. So mycorrhizal symbiosis is this, ancient partnership. It's mutually beneficial most of the time. The fungi, these mycelial threads, colonize tree roots.
Okay.
And their tiny filaments, the hyphae, they massively expand the tree's ability to reach water, and crucially, those hard-to-get nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen, stuff trees struggle to get on their own.
Right. And what do the fungi get back?
Sugars. The trees provide the fungi with vital sugars produced during photosynthesis. It's a trade.
Okay, makes sense. But what else is being shared through these connections? Is it just nutrients?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Studies do suggest that resources like carbon can be transferred, maybe from taller, healthier trees in the sun to shaded seedlings struggling below.
Like a helping hand.
Potentially. And there's some evidence that chemical distress signals say if one tree is attacked by insects, might pass through the network to other connected plants.
Wow, like a warning system.
Sort of, but, and this is important, scientists urge caution here. We shouldn't project our own values, like cooperation or altruism, onto nature too readily.
Good point.
Because while information and resources clearly flow, the extent to which this is truly cooperative communication versus just, opportunistic resource redistribution,
Yeah.
that's still actively debated.
So it might just be fungi and trees grabbing what they can.
It's complex. It might be a mix. It's definitely not as simple as, say, a perfectly benevolent internet for trees.
That's a really crucial distinction to make. Okay, but even if it's not conscious cooperation,
Hmm?
these networks are clearly sophisticated, right? Sensing their environment, adapting. You mentioned they're capable of this distributed problem solving. That naturally leads to a pretty fascinating, though I guess controversial question. What does this imply about their intelligence? I mean, fungi obviously lack a brain or a central nervous system like animals,
Right. No brain.
but their networks seem to show a form of uh, distributed computation, maybe basal cognition. Can you give us an example, like from recent research?
Okay.
What does fungal problem solving actually look like?
Yeah, the evidence is compelling, even without a brain. There was a study just this year, 2024, from Tohoku University.
Okay.
It showed a type of wood decay fungus could actually recognize shapes.
Recognize shapes.
Yeah, and it optimized how its network grew based on the spatial arrangement of food sources. It was effectively making decisions about the best way to grow to get resources efficiently.
A mushroom making a decision.
have
That sounds like science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? And there's more. A field study in 2023 found that Lacaria mushrooms,
Uh,
they produced synchronized electrical oscillations right after rainfall, like little electrical pulses.
electrical signals between mushrooms.
Exactly. And these signals propagated, they traveled between them through the mycelial network.
So what does that suggest?
Well, it suggests the network can act as a kind of nervous system analog, a way to transmit information across the forest floor using electrical signals.
A nervous system analog
Yeah.
without a brain. That's genuinely remarkable. Now, okay, the next step.
Hmm.
The idea of actual fungal consciousness, that feels like a much bigger leap, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's far more contentious, certainly not widely accepted by mainstream science at all.
Not at all. That's very speculative territory.
But you look at the sheer scale of these networks, like the Oregon one, their complexity, the constant exchange of signals, the adapting, the problem solving. It certainly invites some provocative thought experiments, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About what intelligence or even rudimentary awareness could actually look like in forms of life so different from us.
Definitely. And if we connect this all back to the bigger picture, stepping away from the consciousness question for a moment, these humongous fungi and their vast mycelial networks, they are undeniably integral architects of forest ecosystems. You can't overstate their importance.
Architects, yeah.
They serve as these crucial nutrient highways, maybe communication channels of some kind, and absolutely essential agents of decomposition and renewal. They are constantly shaping the very environment beneath our feet.
So this deep dive really shows that fungi possess this remarkable form of agency, you could say. Responsiveness, definitely. It challenges our understanding of cognition, of interaction in life forms that aren't animals.
It really does.
And it truly deepens, I think, our appreciation for this vibrant, incredibly interconnected world thriving just under the surface, just beneath our feet. It reminds you, doesn't it, that there's always so much more to discover right here on Earth.